Holy shit.
Right, Connor, start speaking.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to my crazy, twisted mind. My sick, twisted mind, that's what it's called.
Alright, we can hear you.
Oh, wow. Hey, everyone.
We are all set up and the live stream is going. I cannot believe it's finally going. God, it only took most of my life and some of the next.
You are one step behind reincarnation because of this.
Connor, I swear to God, I am the most technologically illiterate human being on the planet. I don't know why I'm the one that's doing this or why I wanted to. I mean, I guess I know why I'm the one doing it because I'm the one whose idea it was to do live streaming. But I swear to actual God, that sucked to set this up.
I'm sorry, babe.
It's okay. So,
I'm
hello.
trying.
If you've ever seen us
Hello.
before, which is like all of 10 people, I am Violet,
And I'm Connor.
and this is From the Margins. We have not made a video in several months. With that in mind, we were like, we want to do some sort of content creation, but we also want to talk, and it's it's been a while, and we wanted to sort of catch up with people, and we've missed some big moments in between the last time we like recorded and now.
Have we?
Yeah, think about everything we haven't like talked about. There was Christmas, there was like the invasion of the Capitol, there was our 1 year anniversary.
Oh, shit.
I'm telling you,
Talking mushrooms? Sorry for my language.
talking mushrooms.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, sorry, it took me for a second.
Shit-talking mushrooms.
God, I'm just so
Sugar honey iced tea.
What is that originally from? Because I know that
I
quote
think
is
it's
from a.
from Madagascar.
Okay, yes, it is because there was a slow motion scene where Chris Rock's zebra is like trying to run away, and he says that.
Chris Rock zebra.
Yeah, because it's like
I mean, that's right. Yeah,
that is his name. I mean, well, no, it's
Chris
not.
Rock
It's his, I can't
zebra.
remember his name. That's the act.
Was his name Marty?
There we go. It's Marty.
Yeah.
I have never seen any of the other Madagascar movies. Only the first one, and I'm kind of okay with that.
Uh, Great point. I don't know. The Madagascar franchise has really fallen off.
I I
And by
watched.
fallen off, I mean it fell out of my view.
I mean, that's fair. I only ever watched the first one because that was just okay as it was. I didn't feel any need to continue on.
Mm, the penguins are the most enduring part of that entire franchise.
The penguins are like really smart minions.
Tragic.
It is kind of tragic, but am I also right?
Yeah. I mean,
There
I
you
think
go.
they're better than the minions.
See, they are better because they're smarter. They can interact. They can sort of influence the plot willingly. Meanwhile, the minions, I really don't even know if they have an actual consciousness.
Nope, they're just pure id, baby.
Pure id.
Yep.
So, Connor, what should we talk about in our live stream? God knows we have the time.
You know what I've been obsessed with lately?
Is it?
You wouldn't guess it.
Oh, never mind. I was going to say,
What?
what was it? Good morning call?
Oh, Good Morning Call? Oh, we definitely need to talk about that.
Please, I'm obsessed with that damn show.
And says the girl who hasn't watched it in how long?
Says the girl who's still farther than you after not watching it for so long.
That's just tragic.
That is tragic. You're slow.
Uh, I'm not really watching television at this point in my life.
I mean, me
I'm playing
neither.
Bravely Default 2.
I'm gonna
I'm playing
bravely
it right
def-
now as we speak.
I'm gonna bravely default on my loans. Anyway,
True. Uh, okay.
sorry. What did you actually want to talk about? I completely
Oh,
hijacked that.
speaking of the penguins of Madagascar, Tumblr's been memeing about gaslight gatekeep girl boss.
What in the hell is that? That's a lot of different words.
Those were like all of the those were like the social justice buzzwords from like early Tumblr gaslighting and gatekeeping.
Mm,
And like
mm.
now that Twitter is so social justice focused, people are trying to like bring those terms back, and Tumblr is like, oh no, we're having war flashbacks. So then somebody had the bright idea that's like, hey, they all start with the letter G. Let's make like a list of them. It's like gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss. And then I don't know, there's just an image of the penguins of Madagascar doing their huddle, and it's like, I don't think we can gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss our way out of this one, boys.
What a weird roundabout way for the penguins of Madagascar to be sort of inadvertently pulled into Tumblr discourse.
But, and the last thing I have to say on this, the
Hmm.
real reason it's always on my mind is because I watched the Golden Globe award winning movie I Care a Lot.
I've never heard of that movie.
Oh my gosh, it's Rosamund Pike, the lady from Gone Girl. It's the Gone Girl herself.
Oh, gotcha.
But now she's doing this grift where she is like one of those legal guardians for the
Hmm.
elderly, and she gets her doctor accomplice to like sign fake affidavits that claim like these elderly patients are too infirm to care for themselves,
Hmm.
so that she can be appointed their legal guardian and then rob them of all of their assets and let them rot in a care facility.
She can only ever play one type of character, can't she?
And watching that movie, I'm like, oh my god, she is the gaslight gatekeep girl boss.
I'll be damned.
And then I tweeted that, and it got no likes.
Well, it's okay, Connor. I think you're funny.
Thank you.
I swear to
That's
God, I think you make up more than half of my likes or any of my Twitter engagement.
I hope it's more than half.
I, yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. Like,
There's only one tweet of yours I didn't like today.
really?
Yeah,
May I ask which one?
it was the one about powder foundation because I just had no clue what you were talking about. But I saw Maggie liked it, so I was like, you know what? I'll let them have this one.
Oh, honey, let me tell you, powder foundation. All right, I'm not going to get on too much of makeup because that is not something that everybody can relate to, as if Tumblr discourse is. But um, the powder foundation, I really, really hate it. But for the longest time, that's the only type of foundation I knew how to use. And then when I tried like liquid foundation for the first time, Jesus actual Christ, it was like it was. How do I even put it? It was like using a cheat code for your face.
Oh,
I
I've
look.
only ever known about liquid foundation.
See, I only ever knew about powder growing up because that's what I think my mom uses.
Mm.
Mm. Also, I don't know if you noticed, but I also did share that we're live streaming to our Twitter page.
Oh shit, really? Just
Yes.
kidding. Hi, Twitter. This is embarrassing.
Yep. Which currently there's only one viewer, not to brag, but it's me.
Oh, thank God.
Alright, so what were we
Good
talking
morning
about
call.
earlier? Oh yeah, good morning
Good
call.
morning
Perfect.
call. Good
Alright,
morning call. Are we
Connor,
finally going to talk about it?
please, please. We have been needing to talk about this for like a month and we have not gotten around to it. Please, do you
Sorry
want
everybody, but I am still in the middle of season one on this show that's been out for 6 years.
so we can
So,
only talk a little bit about what we've seen so far. But do you want to tell them what Good Morning Call is, or do you want me to?
all right. So we can bounce off each other, but basically, this girl named Nao Yoshikawa, um, her parents move out to the country, but she wants to stay at her school. So they agree to let her get an apartment in the middle of the city, and they find a really cheap one for $800. Turns out it was part of a scam, and it was a two-bedroom apartment that they individually let out to two different individuals without telling them that they were going to sign a group lease. And she ends up rooming with the most popular boy in school, or the coolest boy in school. I don't know. Popularity is pretty different in this school's culture.
It really is, but honestly, he's kind of the same in both regards.
Yeah, like he doesn't have any actual friends, but he's worshipped by everybody.
It's like being you.
Like, yes. No, I had friends. I was popular and cool.
And that's why your mom pays your sister to hang out with you.
I peaked in high school, okay? And
That's
my
okay.
mom doesn't want me to ever leave that point in my life. She never wants me to be disillusioned. So she pays people to keep being my friend and treating me like I'm still the high school quarterback.
Damn, Layla. That's that real commitment.
I was never the quarterback. I was the president of the school poetry club.
I actually did not know that about you.
It was called REAP, Reading, Expression, and Poetry.
All right, I'm going to salvage any respect I have, and we might come back to that later. But for now, I really keep accidentally taking off of the Good Morning Call track.
All right, so Violet, you pick up.
Okay, so and now, after starting this new school and finding out that she is accidentally living with the most popular guy in school, who I'm forgetting his first name, but I know his last name is Uehara. Um,
Hisashi.
Isashi?
Hisashi.
Gotcha, thank you. Um, After moving to this new school, she starts to develop friends. She meets Marina and the one guy who I kind of don't like,
Mitsuishi.
Mitsuishi. And they start. It starts to get into hijinks about how they're going to hide the fact she lives with this, like, a boy alone in the
A
middle of
boy.
Tokyo. Exactly,
Ooh, and
because, like, Tokyo is still, like, Japan in general is kind of still conservative about things like that, and it would cause a huge blow up if people found out that she was living alone with a guy she's not related to or married to.
I mean, I think that would happen in any country since they're like, what, 16, 17?
You know, I kind of forgot how old they were. That's a very good
Yeah, they're
point.
like literally in high school.
If they were both like 20, then there's no harm, no foul, whatever. But like the
Right.
fact that they're both like 16, that is a problem.
I'm surprised, like, there's even a precedent for kids to be living alone.
For real, I thought the same thing. Like they act like 16-year-olds moving out on their own is just like the next thing. And I was like, man, I didn't truly live on my own until I was like 24, but I had lived on my own, quote, 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 before then.
I still haven't lived on my own.
That's a very good point because I forget that you have like, I guess sweet mates would be the right word for it.
Yeah, yeah, something like that.
Because Connor, if anybody remembers from the stream, not stream, from one of the videos, lives in the fabulous New York City, which I can only imagine how that's been surviving COVID in New York City.
I mean, it's been pretty easy,
Gotcha.
I guess. I just go for long walk. Well, I used to go for long walks by myself. It's been very cold lately.
I have no idea what that sound was.
What sound?
Something it sounded like something just fell. I doubt it got picked up on the camera. I mean, not camera, on the audio, but it sounded like something just fell over me, like above me.
Oh, on your, like, in your apartment. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, I was like, what?
fair point. Oh, this is Connor. This is like the worst time to ask this question,
Yeah,
but I'm kind of having a stomach ache. May I use the bathroom right quick while we're still streaming?
sure. Am I
Alright,
gonna have to entertain people, or is there a way to pause the stream?
I don't know if there is, because we're that new at this. With that in
Oh
mind,
dear.
um, with that in mind, do your best.
All right.
Tell them about your time with the poetry club.
Okay. So there I was, a sweet little freshman in high school, and the librarian, the brand new librarian at our school, wants to start a club called Reading, Expression, and Poetry. And me being the sweet little lad that I was the only one who showed up. And because of that, I had presidential privilege. Yay! And then for our next meeting, I got all of my friends to come, and because of who I am as a person, all of my friends are girls. So it was just a club full of me and ladies, and we basically created our own harem anime for 4 years of high school, where I was the president man, and I had my lovely lady entourage, and we did art, and we did poetry, and we put on coffee houses. Oh my gosh, this is an anime. My high school might have been an anime. I can't wait for Violet to listen to this and recap. I heard like a creepy door sound, and then I coughed. What else is there to say about it? Our mascot was a little chibi Grim Reaper. I can't really tell you about the other people because that would like infringe on their privacy. But they were there, my harem, as it were. uh, uh, this is hard. This is it's not easy to be by yourself talking. So anyway, Good Morning Call, by Fuji Television. It's an adaptation of a manga, I believe. Anyway, so Now is living with this really cool guy named Uehara, but he's so popular that all of the other girls in school have made it illegal to befriend him and date him. But to explain why they sometimes have to talk to each other about roommate stuff, they pretend to date and cause an uproar at school, and the popular girls start bullying Now, and then Now ends up actually falling in love with Uehara. But the other most popular boy in school is her childhood friend Daichi, and he is in love with her. So this random girl that everybody makes fun of and bullies actually has the two most popular boys in school in love with her. Incredible. Oh wait, well Uehara is not actually in love with her at first. He falls in love with her later, spoiler alert. I mean, there wouldn't be a story if they didn't fall in love and start a relationship with each other. And then, you see, I was actually Team Daichi at first because he's so sweet and kind and has like a really funny haircut, and he's like the childhood friend trope, and he's also like the older brother trope because he's a year above Now, and he just wants what's best for her, but he's also like weirdly possessive. It's like, I'm what's right for Now, and I will not give up my claim even though she's in love with you, Hisashi Uehara. And then Uehara's like, I'm in love with my brother's wife, who is a drunk, lecherous woman.
She really kind of was.
She creates so much unnecessary drama, and there's like literally 4 back-to-back episodes that have the exact same conflict that they resolve, and then it starts again in the next episode.
I loved her character so much, but I also hated her character so much.
She was trifling. All right, Violet,
she was trifling. Sorry. So you were talking about Good Morning Call?
Yes.
What all did you cover?
I introduced Daichi and the rules of being popular, not being able to date the boys. And then Daichi's in love with Now, but Now's in love with Uehara. But Uehara, at the point I was talking about, is in love with Yuri, who is his brother's wife. And then I got on into a little tangent about how Yuri is trifling. So you pick up now.
I swear, that show is so unnecessarily complicated and dramatic. But at the same time, let me tell you, it is so rewarding to watch. Especially if you're a big sucker for romantic stuff like me. The only thing I can really think to add on to what you've already said is that trifling is a really, really, really good word for Yuri, because, like, she, like... Wait, you've already got past their entire arc, right?
Yeah, like, they're gone. They went to Australia or whatever.
Okay, cool. Sorry, spoilers. But actually, not sorry. But you had fair warning. Um, the time like she was sitting out on a bench and she was like, "I'm gonna go sleep with another dude instead of my husband, and I'm gonna cheat on him, and that's just gonna be what it is, even though I have no proof he's cheating on me." Like I was like, "Yuri, calm down."
She's just like wasn't ready to be married.
She was not, and honestly, if you're that ready to not be married, then please break up or figure out what comes next, or decide if you are. Like, do that soul searching. Don't start cheating on people.
As I was watching the latest of my episodes today, I was wondering like how many degrees of cultural separation, because I'm no longer in high school and none of these like unhealthy relationships are that interesting. Well, I mean they're very interesting and dramatic, but it's like, as a grown up, I'm like, okay, I can see how they're all immature
Mm-hmm.
and all of this conflict is easily avoided. Whatever. Okay, so I'm already too old to sympathize with them, but I'm also like American. So I don't really know what social mores they're operating under and how that influences things. So, you know,
I think I understand. Hmm.
like I don't really know like what monogamy means. Oh, and there's also like the difference between this came out in 2006 and I'm living in
16.
2021. 2016, sorry.
I was gonna
Six.
say,
Wow, it's that old.
no wonder they could.
2016,
No wonder they could afford an $800 apartment before the financial crisis.
right? So yeah, it's just like,
We
so
need to
I don't
watch.
really know.
We need to
Yeah,
watch more of that show.
we do.
All right.
Live stream our reactions to the finale.
That actually would be very nice. I don't know if anybody would actually give a metric shit, but I would like to do it.
Frick shit.
I also apologize if anybody heard any weird squealing noises earlier. Blue and
Just the
Devin
creepy door. Oh,
Blue and Devin came down and were opening the freezer, and it's really loud. And what it is like, and if you remember them, you might remember them from the episode about licorice.
oh yes, that classic episode about licorice.
Hey, I can't tell if you're being sincere or not.
Yeah, it was a classic.
Okay,
We
thank you.
learned a lot about licorice.
I was gonna say because I was like, I don't have the least viewed video.
That's fine. The world wasn't ready for the Teen Wolf Critical series.
I'll be honest with you, Connor. It kind of wasn't, and that's its fault for not being ready.
It's okay. Julia Cudney is going to release her Teen Wolf video in the next few weeks, and it's going to have a renaissance. She's going to revive the fandom, and then they're going to trickle down to us.
Who's Julia Cudney?
She's just a media commentator that I follow on YouTube.
Gotcha. I was gonna say I know like maybe 10 to 12 YouTubers tops, and like there's it's like Sarah Zed, your Lindsay Ellis, your ContraPoints, your then like a lot of gaming channels.
You're right, they're all mine.
Pretty much.
Just kidding. All right, Violet, are you Team Contra or Team Lindsay?
See, I don't even know what the problem is. I've only recently heard that there was any sort of teams, so I don't know who to go with.
Well, I'm Team Lindsay because her content is like my comfort food.
See, I love them both in such very different ways. This is gonna sound like a really, really not cool story, but I promise it's really inoffensive. It just sounds strange.
Yeah.
So, for some reason, every single year, actually, maybe even twice a year, I just find myself to, migrating back to Lindsay
The loose
Ellis's,
cannon 9/11.
yes, her loose cannon 9/11 video is so fascinating. Like, it's not that I get some weird torture, like, since, like, torture satisfaction. It's like, it's just really interesting to see how many different movies and like film properties dealt with 9/11 as a topic.
We were all dealing with 9/11.
There's some who argue we never truly dealt with it.
Yeah, as I live in New York City.
I can believe it.
Ugh,
Did you hear
mess.
about that one woman who was like the president of the 9/11 Survivors Fund who actually was not a survivor and she had been lying for years?
That doesn't surprise me.
Connor, it is one of the craziest ass stories ever. This
She
woman didn't
kins a 9/11 survivor.
she wasn't even like in America when it happened. She's from
Wow.
Spain.
Oh my God.
She's from Spain and she was in college when it happened and she just made a big story about it and everybody just kind of went along with it because like granted, I mean, what are you going to do? Be like, "No, you weren't there."
We're gatekeeping 9/11.
It wasn't until like the New York Times finally were like, "Hey, that sounds wrong," that anybody ever called her out. I need to look this woman up. I'm so curious now. Um, she got away with it for years too.
Yeah, of course she did. There's like an entire like cottage industry around 9/11. All of the tributaries and museums that are like for profit.
What a sad story.
Yeah.
Her name was Alicia Esteve Head.
Head.
Her last name was literally Head.
One of my librarians' last name was Head. We
I,
called her Senora Cabeza.
I feel so immature laughing at that.
We were all very racist in high school.
Oh no. Well, we both grew up in South Carolina.
Yeah.
I can completely understand that.
I don't think it's racist to call someone Senora Cabeza, though.
I think it's funny.
Yeah. Frau Kopf. Madame Tete.
I don't know the word head in Russian, or else I would also add in. I know teaser, but wait, that's not what we're looking for. Anyway, I actually have been studying my Duolingo recently and trying to get back into like doing Russian language stuff because I'd been on a drought forever. I think I have like a 14 or 15-day streak now.
Proud of you.
Thanks. I've retained very little of it.
Me going back to German.
Oh, that'd be so cool though, if you wanted to.
Uh, I don't know. That owl is so intimidating.
That owl is very scary. That's why there's all the memes of him breaking in your house and beating you to death in your sleep for not keeping up your
Yeah.
lessons.
There was one lesson where I did translate children. Why are you bleeding?
I think there was one in Russian where I had to say, no, she's not bleeding.
Why are they so obsessed with blood on that app?
Blue was doing the app for Norwegian, and apparently they just started asking really, really, really weird questions about spiders for like 4 lessons. And I was like,
Spiders
God,
are a huge
Norway.
problem in Norway.
The,
I'm
un-
just making that up. I don't know.
the unspoken danger of Norway.
I don't even know enough Norwegian to like make a joke about that.
I know that the word I am is yay.
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 How are you doing? Hey,
Yay.
I am.
Norwegian's beautiful when it's spoken.
Mm, I don't know. I knew a Norwegian for a while.
Rip.
I
I hope he's
mean,
okay.
I guess I still know her, but we're not in contact any longer.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Was it like a high school or a college person? Or grad
It
school?
was like a friend of my ex.
Oh, mm-hmm.
So,
I
yeah.
gotcha. Um, oh shoot, that reminded me Norway was going to lead to something. And now I've completely forgotten what it is because I have no sense of, like, I have no sense of cohesion
Hmm.
mentally when it comes to memory.
Right.
Shit, what was it? Do you ever have those moments where you just completely drop out and forget that you, like, ever we're thinking of something.
Yeah. Norway
Cool.
has that effect on people.
My brain was like trying to think of a pun with the phrase Norwegian and Norwegia board, and I just, nothing came.
I'm so glad nothing came of it.
Same. Also, this is a very weird thing to say right now because I've not really eaten anything today, but I might end up having to leave the stream early just because I'm feeling so sick.
We had a good run of it.
We had a good run, plus, this is just a test. This is making sure we know the technology to do it again in the future.
All right.
Because I
So
want to make
excited.
some more cool stuff, because now that I know how to do it, I know how to make, like, really cool backgrounds and everything, too, for the live stream.
Oh.
Uh,
And then I can pop in and show my face occasionally.
Precisely.
And
Alright,
everybody can see how ugly I look.
as if. Alright, thank you so much for joining, everybody. I'm sorry that we're having to cut it short. I'm just really feeling sick today for some reason. Um, I'll try to figure it out, and we'll do this again another time. Alright, goodbye, lovelies.
Bye.
Bye.